You know that feeling, right? That frustrating sting when someone's actions just feel like a direct personal hit? Maybe a friend's kind of short with you, or a colleague just blows right past your idea. It happens to all of us. But what if there's a better way to handle it? Let's dive into how we can shift our whole perspective and, stop taking things so personally. Just imagine this for a second. You share something you're passionate about, a personal dream, and the response you get is laughter. Oof, that's a gut punch. It feels unbelievably personal, like they're not just laughing at the idea, they're laughing at you.
And that's the first question that pops into our heads, isn't it? Why are they being so mean, so negative? What on earth did I do? Our brain immediately starts scrambling for a reason, and way too often, that reason ends up pointing straight back at us.
Okay, let's look at 3 stories that feel pretty black and white. You've got a dad on a train, totally oblivious while his kids are causing chaos. You've got the coworkers who mock your dream. And then there's that one grumpy customer who seems to have a personal beef with you every single day. In every case, it just feels like straight up disrespect. But here's where things take a really interesting turn. What if that first gut reaction, the one that feels so real and so justified, is actually missing the biggest part of the story? What if it's not about us at all? Let's rewind to that father on the train. The real story? He had just found out his wife, the mother of his children, was dying. His mind wasn't on the train at all. It was reeling from an unimaginable tragedy. His distraction wasn't disrespect. It was complete and utter devastation. And what about the others? Well, the coworkers who laughed weren't really laughing at the dream itself. They were just reacting from inside their own little box, their own limited ideas of what's possible. And that grumpy customer? Turns out, he was a widower, heartbroken and lonely, and his daily trip to that diner was the only human connection he had left. And this is the absolute core of it. In every single one of these examples, the behavior, the rudeness, the laughter, the grumpiness, it was never, ever about the person on the receiving end. It was always a reflection of what was going on inside the other person's world. It was about them. So if it's not about us, why does it feel so incredibly personal? Well, the answer is basically hardwired into our brains. It's our default setting. Think about it. From the moment we're born, we only see the world through one set of eyes, our own. This natural egocentrism means we have this built-in tendency to filter everything through the lens of, how does this affect me? We automatically make ourselves the main character in everybody else's story. And the result of this is massive. It means someone else is having a bad day and we think it's our fault. They make a mistake and we feel it as a personal attack. We end up absorbing all this negativity that was never even meant for us, and it just weighs us down. So how do we fix this broken default setting? This is where a really powerful mental tool comes into play. It's a simple idea with a kind of catchy name, and it can literally change how you interact with the world around you. Now, I know what you're thinking. The word stupidity sounds a little harsh, right? But you can think of it more broadly. Swap it out for carelessness or incompetence or just plain old lack of awareness. The core principle stays exactly the same. Let's put it even more simply. When someone does something that messes with your day, your first thought shouldn't be, wow, what a jerk. It should be, they probably just messed up or weren't paying attention. Don't jump to assuming malice when a simple mistake is a way, way more likely answer. Okay, so the theory is great. But how do you actually use this in the heat of the moment when you feel that sting of being wronged? It really boils down to a simple 3-step mental reset. First, just pause and remember those stories. Remind yourself their behavior is coming from their world, not yours. Second, remember that staying calm is a superpower. The ability to not fly off the handle keeps your mind clear and gives you all the power. And third, and this is huge, you decide not to be reduced. You can't control what other people do, but you always get to decide that their actions won't make you smaller. Now, we have to talk about something really important here. Hamlin's razor is an amazing tool, but it's not some universal law that just lets everyone off the hook for bad behavior. You have to apply it with a little bit of nuance. So here's where that nuance comes in. While Hamlin's razor is our starting point, another writer, Robert Heinlein, added a really important little tweak, but don't rule out malice. See, this isn't about being naive and letting people walk all over you. It's just acknowledging that, sometimes people are actually acting with bad intentions. So the big takeaway here is this. Use Hamlin's razor as your default setting, your first pass. Give people the benefit of the doubt first.
Assume they were just being careless before you assume they were being cruel. But keep your eyes open. It's about changing your gut reaction from anger to curiosity while still being smart about how the world works.
You know, at the end of the day, practicing this isn't just about being a nicer person. It's really a gift you give yourself. It frees you from so much unnecessary anger, resentment, and stress. It leads to a calmer mind and, honestly, better relationships. So the question I want to leave you with is this: who in your life right now might just deserve the benefit of the doubt today?